So we're live right here on 18th Street, Pilsen in Chicago. And I'm at the site where my buddy, my good friend, Gorilla, Greg Santos, and the best friend of my cousin, Richard Solorio, who was murdered in 1983. This was the best friend, Greg Gorilla Santos. Now, I put these signs up here because I didn't see them. Nothing. I'm going to write some stuff down. All right? That's Greg Gorilla Santos, 18th Street. How you doing, man? And this is going to be from the homeboys, Ricky Sly Solorio, my cousin, family from Assistant South Dakota, System Wapton, Oyate. This is the little site they got for Gorilla right here, man. They got some flowers, you know. They got the little cross because this is Mexicans. We're all Mexicans here. And over here, they go by the Virgin Mary and Jesus. And this is how they do their this is how we do our little memorials here when people die. Now, Greg was not murdered according to what they're saying. So I don't really know how he died. But here's a special candle too that I seen right here. And I'm gonna show it because this was my guy right here, man. This was my cousin guy. My cousin's guy, Ricky's Solorio. This was his best friend, Gorilla, who was with him. He used to go to school with him at Benito Juarez in 1981, 82, before my cousin was murdered. This was his best friend at the time, Gorilla, and Gorilla was a solid guy. I know him too. I met him in early 81 before my cousin is dead, but I didn't know that he knew my relatives because I was looking for Carrillos, not Solorios. So that's Gorilla right there. Here's his candle that his family put out. Gone, but not forgotten. Never forgotten. And there goes Greg right there, my guy Greg, man. Rest in peace, Gorilla. It's my guy, man. He was well known and everybody loved this guy because he was real. All right, he was this is a down brother. So the only thing I say is rest in peace. I'm gonna try to find out when his funeral is. I ain't getting no information on that. But we're gonna find out when the funeral is. And there's his little candle right there. And those are his little shrine. I hope to do something bigger. We're gonna see what happens. Where they're gonna have the funeral, I don't know where. But nobody's talking over here. They don't talk. They ain't gonna tell me nothing. So, again, rest in peace, Greg Gorilla Santos. Best friend to my cousin Richard Solorio, System Wapton, Oyate, slain in 1983 in Chicago. And best friend to me. Yep, best friend to me also. Rest in peace, Greg. Comment from one of the brothers from 18th Street on Gorilla.
RP Gorilla is my nigga, see? RP Gorilla. He was my homie. RP that nigga, see? You know what I'm saying?
How long did you know Gorilla?
Shit, for a minute, not that long, but for a minute he was a cool brother and shit. But RP, you know, shit hurts, you know, nigga died and shit, you feel me?
So everybody is hurting over here. I'm telling you, I know everybody's hurting. He's been known for a long time. A lot of brothers know him, a lot of people from not only from Chicago, all over.
Like Mexican Debo.
That's right. All right, brother. So this one's right here for Gorilla. I'm gonna bust the beer down. You're too young, you can't drink it. You will get me in trouble almost. But take it with you later. Give it to your mom. All right, and I'm gonna bust this one down for Gorilla right here. I'm sorry, everybody, if you guys don't agree with it, but this is how we do it in Chicago. Gorilla is my guy. And I'm gonna bust the beer down for him right now. Here's his brew. Here's my boy. Here's my brew. I'll crack mine now. And I'll leave Gorilla crack his later. This is how we do it. Pour out a little bit of beer or alcohol. For our guys from the old days, we ain't really functioning on this. This is just like a tradition And this is what we're doing. So I'm doing it for him, for my boy, because I know if it was the other way around, Gorilla would have done it for me. This is how we get down. One brew for Salud. Rest in peace, Gorilla. So basically, there's a lot of heck of a story. I'll tell you a story about Gorilla, how I met him. I came over here in 1981 looking for my family, the Carrillos, but they were really not the Carrillos, it was the Solorios. I didn't know. I met Gorilla, and Gorilla would take me all around here, and I would visit around, and I was talk about my family that I didn't know over here in 18th Street. And eventually he found my family. They were Mexicans because I was raised with the Puerto Ricans. So it was Gorilla that connected with my family. Plus he was the best friend of my cousin Ricky, who was murdered in 1983. So it's been more than almost 40 years. And that's how long I know Gorilla. I know Gorilla since 1981. That was before my cousin Ricky died. So Ricky was still alive, but I didn't know that my family was Solorios, not Carrillo. And there's a lot of people around. There's people standing right now looking that I'm sure they know him. Everybody knows him, and I don't want to put it on camera. They're standing all around. Yeah, they're here. There's the good and the bad. How was he? To me, he did a lot of good stuff too. We all get caught up in bad stuff. But all I know is that he was real though for me. You know, I don't know about anything else. So Gorilla, this is for you, bro. So like the last beer we'll ever have. No, you know what, tú sabes, no, pero ellos, they told me that he had a stroke or something, pero tú sabes, when people are all like that, si están haciendo algo, cualquier cosa lo mata, anything. So that's the life, I guess, that's what happened to him. He wasn't murdered, nobody killed him, that's what they didn't tell me that, they didn't say they killed him, but they said he did die of a stroke. From what, I'm not sure. Pero, that's just a lesson for all of us, though. I'm sure you're about my age, too, mamita. What, 55? Like me, I'm 54, 55. Anyways, I know you've been here for a while, right? You know his whole family, right? Yeah. Okay, senora, thank you. So I just had a little talk with a lady down here. She knows him. But people don't talk. Listen, this is the one thing with the Mexicans, they ain't never going to tell you nothing. I don't care what the hell. It's very seldom. You got to be known by them, really, for them to tell me anything. They wouldn't even tell me. Everybody knew this guy, and they wouldn't even acknowledge Gorilla. But that's because that's the way they are over here. So that's my boy right there. That was my cousin Ricky Solorio, System Wapton Oyate from Lake Traverse, born in Lake Traverse Reservation, South Dakota. This was my cousin's best friend, Gorilla. He was there exactly when my cousin was murdered. Ricky was murdered in 1983, and Gorilla was there too. So, we both had some stuff to take care of. We were gonna do some stuff legally to do something, but it looks like, well, with the death of Gorilla, that's it. The case for my cousin is dead because Gorilla was the only one. There was basically there when it happened. So it's over, and this is a wrap for this whole for me, but not for him because he's gonna be well remembered by our family, by the Solorios and the Carrillos, because he stood up for us when nobody else would. All these people over here in this neighborhood right here, look, I come over here, most of them, all they did was threaten me when I talked about my cousin Ricky, who was killed. They threatened me, they started all kinds of shit. I almost had fights with everybody, threats, everything. But I stood my ground. He's the only one who stood up with me in his voice, and he told them to their faces that this was not one that he wanted to fuck with, with my cousin's case or with me. So basically, Gorilla protected me over here all this while I was doing this thing with my cousin Ricky, because this is a real situation where you can get yourself killed asking any questions, and that's just that. Especially about murders. Over here, you can forget it. So, like I say, this is the last salute right now in this spot for my boy Gorilla. Gorilla, I got your beer right there. Don't play no games with me. Don't even try it. There's just one beer for you there. And you got your square right there. Rest in peace, bro. That's how we do it. Dale. Salud.
Salud.
Greg. So this is the first bro of Gorilla. He grabbed the beer, and the brother, we ain't show his faces now, we're gonna show the beer, and he's giving his salute to Greg. And there we go, that's how we do it, right, Paisa?
Yes,
Primo?
Primo.
Okay.
Amigo.
Amigo, primo, somos primo. Yo soy mexicano también. So there's another brother here, and I'm gonna put his face on there, but he didn't know the Gorilla passed away. He grabbed the beer, and he's gonna bust it down. Go ahead, bust it down.
Word up. Yo, I just want to say one time, peace for a good man. I didn't know him more than like 2 years, but when he showed me love from the first time I moved over here across the street,
Right.
so right before I went out of town just last week, I just seen him. You know, every time I needed anything, he's just like, what's up? How you doing? He told me all his stories. He shared them with me in the neighborhood. And when I sat out here with Mañano before he disappeared, Gorilla was the only other person who used to say, what's up? Dang.
So he was the only one that looked out for you big time, like talk to you and holler at you, welcome
like,
you.
You know the plug? Yeah. There's plenty of people over here that ain't say nothing to me. But he came over, I think the first time I go, he was just trying to check and see what I was about, what I was on. After that, he was cool. He see me every time and say, what's up? And always showed me respect. What a loss. And after he got shot.
Yeah, he had got shot. It came back.
Still right out here just kicking. I was like, you already out here? He was like, yeah, just on his bike. I was like, man, that dude is a G.
Yup. All right, here's to Greg, Gorilla, bro. Yo, Gorilla, this is your brothers right here.
Respect, Pop. Oh my goodness.
There you go. And that's the take right there.